Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BeawCast. What are you laughing?
You're so dumb.
All right. And today's episode, I want to do something a little bit different. And I want to talk about our top 5 favorite movies. And I got this idea because, you know, when you go on dates with people, you do things to get to know them to relate. So I thought it'd be really cool if we talked about our favorite movies and then me and Ma Bear, because I don't even think we've ever had this conversation, so we could relate to each other even more.
How do you remember what was said in 10 years?
I don't know. It just feels like this would be cool to refresh our memories. And if we if we did have it in year 1, 2, or 3, we probably have new movies since then. So we can relate even more, and we can relate to you guys. Yeah. So maybe we can start off with you.
Ooh, me. Oh, man.
No pressure. It's 5 in any order.
Okay. 5 in any order. Okay, so to make it easy, I'll go from one in my childhood. Yeah. I was a really big fan of Aladdin. And the
cartoon one.
Yeah. Oh, man, this one's hard because... So, can I just do maybe more than 5, maybe? Okay, wait.
If we have enough time, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Because 5 back and forth is 10 total.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I had 2 favorite movies as a kid.
Okay.
And by a kid, I mean before high school.
Yeah.
The first one is Aladdin the cartoon. What other Aladdin do you know?
Oh, I don't know if you watched the Bollywood Aladdin or Middle Eastern Aladdin.
Okay. I think most people knew what I was talking about.
The Disney one.
Okay. Okay. Did you guys get that out there?
I just want to make sure. I don't like ruling things out.
Okay, fine. You make your life very complicated.
Because I also know you like watching Channel 18, and who knows what they play on there.
What do I like watching Channel 18?
So Channel 18, for those of you guys who grew up in LA, and for those of you guys who haven't, it was that international channel where it's like every 2 hours it was Vietnamese, and then it was Korean, and then Indian.
I wouldn't watch that.
Your mom said before
you eat. As a fucking baby, though.
Yeah, you would sit
I'm talking about as a kid, though.
Oh, okay.
Your facts are all jumbled up. As a kid, in elementary to junior high, which went up to 8th grade. You're with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. I had 2 favorite movies. The first one was Aladdin, because it just came out. So
what did you like about it?
Big fan of Aladdin. It was different. I can't pinpoint why I liked it a lot, but I guess if I had to really say something at this very moment would be they were brown people.
Oh.
And before that, I didn't really, not that I was like consciously trying to connect with these princesses or these stories or whatever, because the stories are just so crazy that I just couldn't connect with it. So it's always obviously a fantasy world. But with Aladdin, they were cool brown people like me. And I felt like Jasmine was Mexican like me. Yeah. I didn't realize that they were trying to make them, I guess, Middle Eastern or something.
Yeah. But it was cool to see another ethnicity on there.
Yeah, and I wasn't like, oh, she's brown like me, but I was just like, oh my God, I could be her. And she's so pretty.
Yeah.
And
Did you feel like a princess trapped in a palace?
I never felt like a princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never felt like a princess. I never really wanted to be a princess. But I liked them because they were super poor, or at least not Jasmine, because she was a princess.
Yeah.
But Aladdin was super poor, and he was very cunning in how he went about getting his meals. And I mean, he was stealing, unfortunately. But yeah, and then he had he finds a genie, and then it's a flying carpet. So it's this really fun fantasy world that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The second movie that I really, really liked, I know, I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyway, is, because I'm probably going to do more than 5, is The Sandlot. The Sandlot is my motherfucking jam, because...
That was one of the first movies that we watched, because you're like, I love this movie, and I never watched it before, so we had to watch it together.
I love it so much, because it's just fun, loving, clean fun. It just kind of takes me back to what I thought, like, 60s America was like.
Yeah.
You know, a bunch of kids just kind of play out, you know, in a cul-de-sac in their neighborhood, and it's summertime, and these are the things that these, like, white kids do in the summer, you know? So it was very different than what I was brought up in, which is like the hood.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to live vicariously through them, and just kind of the freedom that they had. And they went to like a fair, and they would play baseball, and like they went to the public pool.
The all-American childhood. Yeah.
And it felt really safe and fun and happy. So yeah, that's one. from my kids.
I see.
Kid time. What about you? Are we going back and forth? I don't know what this format is.
Let's go back and forth. It's like a date. I mean, sometimes in one day we have a blabbermouth that just keeps going, and sometimes there's more equal share of conversation space.
Cool. Good thing no blabbermouths are here.
Oh, okay, cool. For me, if I have to go, if we do that style, go back to childhood.
The category makes it easier in my brain.
Okay, then that category makes it easier too because it helps me dig. I guess it might not even be a movie; it might be a TV show.
Oh, so we're changing the whole thing now?
Well, because I'm just thinking.
Why are you breaking all the rules?
Well, so I'm trying to think as far back as I can, and so it's for all my Asian peoples. One of my favorite things to watch when I was a really small kid was this journey of like the Monkey King. Have you heard of that?
Never.
So the Monkey King is like this heavenly, like celestial creature that is like all powerful, but because
he's a monkey.
Yeah, but he's like a human person.
Oh, okay.
And then, but because like he's so powerful, the gods punished him and put this metal crown on him to tame him. And then so there's this monk that had this chant, like he was I think it's called Journey to the West is what the TV series is called. He would be able to say a certain chant and it would close on the monkey, and then it would hurt him, and then he would have to kind of calm down, and he can't be all powerful.
Oh, so he wasn't a monkey. He was a man turned into a monkey, or he was a monkey?
He's a monkey man. Imagine, it's confusing, but imagine like
But are all other animals like men too? Like there's a liar,
so there's a
liar.
it's like a Wizard of Oz, where the lion is kind of like a human, because the lion's not walking on all fours and he's speaking English.
He has a human face.
Yeah, like that. So it's just like that. So it's a group of, there's a monkey king. There's this pig farmer guy. His face is a pig. He has a face of a pig. And there's another guy. I forgot what I vaguely remember him. Maybe he's one of the more boring characters. But it's these three kind of like rough around the edges guy, and then they're helping this monk who needs to journey to the west to get I guess like the proper scripture so he can transcribe it and then make more copies because they're running out. But along the way, because he's vegetarian and because he's so pure, all these demons and monsters want to eat him, because if they eat him, they get all this power because of how pure he is. And I guess what I liked about it was, one, I had no TV growing up, as you guys know, where my mom taped the TV, and I also had no secular music, which means anything that's on the radio I couldn't listen to. So the only things I can sing are pretty much the spiritual songs that I learned at my Christian school, or nothing, pretty much. Or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, like some fucking bullshit nursery shit. And so I think what I liked about it at that time, it was adventure, there's fantasy, and it kind of tied back to the Buddhist philosophies that my mom had about like being a pure person, or like if you're a monkey and you're all powerful, and then you have to like, you know, people control you, and there's like and there's this brotherhood, there's adventure, there's all these things. So I think it was like my first, I guess, peep into the world of what filmmaking and storytelling could be. And so I thought it was like, that was the one thing that I couldn't wait to watch, and also my mom wouldn't disapprove of. Versus,
and this was on regular TV?
Yeah, like channel 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was probably all scripture stuff. It's probably all Buddhist teachings.
There's a lot of it in there, but like a lot of Chinese content, it's actually not. It's just, there's just so much folklore pulled into it. Like if Greek mythology was still a thing, it'd be like watching like Hercules, and then you get these embedded Greek teachings, but it's really just about Hercules and his adventures. It was kind of like that.
I see. Interesting.
Do I get to do a 2 for 1 or no?
Yeah, go for it.
My second one is Chinese Connection.
That's a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also known as Fist of Fury, featuring Bruce Lee. So when my parents got divorced, my dad, who was completely opposite from my mom, he let me watch whatever the hell I wanted. So I remember one of our first times where my dad took me in to go stay with them. He wanted me to like watch movies, I guess have something to do. So he took me to a Sam Goody. Remember one of those? It's like a video store. It's like Tower Records. I went to Sam Goody, and then he's like, buy any movie you want. And I'm like, what should I choose? I don't know anything. He goes, do you like Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee's pretty cool. And I'm like, oh yeah, I like Bruce Lee. So I had it, I picked it, and I watched it, and then I liked it because, number one, Bruce Lee's badass as fuck. Number two, he's in Japan occupied China, so Japan was the enemy, and he beat the fuck out of everyone. Like, he was just the badass that kind of just came and saved everyone. And there's naked Japanese chicks in it. And then, so I probably had one of my first boners for no reason, even though those bitches are ugly now. And there's like bosses to it, so it felt like a Street Fighter video game where like you beat this boss, but then that's not all. You have another boss that you have to beat, and it was just cool. He just came in and like saved the day, and I always liked the warrior spirit and how badass Bruce Lee was.
Damn, even at a young ass age, you were about the warrior.
Yeah, I think ever since I was little, I just really liked like very noble warrior types.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's super cute. Okay. I need to watch that movie. Okay, another one that I liked. Let's move into my high school. Damn, a bunch of stuff's gonna get muddy here. I liked Gattaca.
Oh.
Gattaca was a really fun movie.
I remember I watched that with you too.
So it's basically Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, and it takes place in the future.
With Jude Law, right?
With Jude Law, yeah, that was the first time I ever saw of him. And in this world, it's kind of like a caste system where you're already predisposed.
Predestined
to like a social class, and like all your life's already done for you just by them looking at your genes. So they'll tell you if you're going to be a working man, if you're going to be a scientist or a doctor or a janitor, like, so then, I just liked it because it was just a really cool take on the future. Like I've never been really into sci-fi and stuff because it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't really appeal to me. It just feels kind of cheesy because I've just felt like, and maybe now there's shows that are going to blow me away, but at least from what I viewed in the beginning, they were just really cheesy. And I just felt like no one really had a creative take on what the future could be. Like everyone was like flying cars and there's aliens and there's this and that. But this was the first time I had like it was a fresh take for me at least, of what the future could possibly be like. I'm like, oh, damn, that's pretty damn tight. And Ethan Hawke was pretty attractive.
You know, you always reminded me of Uma Thurman.
Oh, really? Because I'm just tall?
No, I think you're tall and you're very exotic looking. So Uma Thurman, I think she's very exotic for like a white person. So some people take that as ugly. Some people take that as attractive.
Yeah.
But obviously she's done modeling. So I guess the majority of the world probably thinks she's attractive.
Yeah.
But I think you guys are tall and you have big eyes and you're both very exotic looking.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That was one of my favorite
high school ones.
Yeah.
In junior high, I think the movie that kind of took up the core of my life, I think you know which one that is. Which one is it?
I don't know, but is it critically acclaimed actor Van Damme?
Oh yeah, you know.
Okay.
So
maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
So
this might be new.
What people don't know, a little known fact is it was actually a cult classic. So
everyone knows this.
Oh really?
That's why it's a cult classic.
Oh okay. But why do people always shit on me like it's a stupid movie, even though it's a cult classic?
I don't know. I think because it's still a shitty movie, but a cult classic doesn't mean it's like Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
Cult classic just means a lot of people like it.
I see. Well, I loved it because, so one, I couldn't really watch movies.
Yeah.
And for some reason, if it was martial arts related, my mom would let me watch it because I think there's just more like honorable
I see.
virtues about it.
She's like, people killing each other and fighting. That's okay.
Well, it's because you're fighting for good or whatever, you know?
Oh, I see.
And then so I would have a couple chances to watch it, like whether it came on the weekend, in the afternoon, at night. And this is back in the day where a lot of rated R shit would play on TV.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
People weren't so sensitive.
That's how I saw Halloween.
On TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was
they
crazy.
They played all that stuff, Friday the 13th, all that shit.
Yeah, you see gunshots, blood.
Yeah.
And it was cool on TV back then. So Bloodsport was, I loved it just because the storyline was so cool. So it starts off with the guy that was in the military and he has, and maybe before I get into it, we should thank our first sponsor. This episode of BeawCast is brought to you by Manscaped. Shout out to our sponsor. They are the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. And it's called, they offer precision engineered tools for your family jewels.
Hey,
and I don't know how many of you guys shave your nuts. Yeah, it was nice. But you should, right?
Please.
Because you don't want to go down there and then be met with a giant bush.
Yeah, it's the worst. I have a lot of girlfriends and I've yet to meet a girlfriend. And I have a lot of odd fetish girlfriends.
Yeah.
And I've yet to meet one that's like, yeah, man, give me that hairy bush. I've met some that are like, please don't shave it because then I'm just going to feel like you haven't hit puberty. But then
at least trimmed.
All of them are at least just keep it clean down there because it's just like your hedges and bushes at home. Yeah, like that thing looks wild as fuck. But just, give it a little shape, give it a little trim. Yeah. We all appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's less hair for us to spit out of our mouth.
Yeah, so I try to keep it clean, and it's just less stank too. And so the Lawnmower 2.0 has a proprietary skin-safe technology, so it won't nick or snag your nuts.
I haven't heard you yet.
Which
I used to hear you.
I used to do it all the time, especially like you shave and then freaking the water or soap gets on it. Like, So they got that technology, which is awesome. And they also have this thing called the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant. So I don't know how dry your balls get. Mine are always moist. So I don't need to use it that much. But maybe if I go to the Netherlands, then I'd probably have to put that on to keep it nice and dry.
Like the actual Netherlands, or is that what you're calling your nether region, Netherlands?
No, the Netherlands, actually, like the places of Hollish descent.
Okay.
Is that even a word?
I don't know.
But I make up stuff all the time. But if you use the code BEAW, B-E-A-W, you get 20% off plus free shipping. So always use the right tools for the job. Don't use hair clippers. I freaking cut my nuts all the time. Don't use that. Get yourself this. Do yourself a favor. Be clean. Shave your face. Shave your nuts.
Not with the same tool.
Not with the same tool, because they're meant for different things. Code BEAW, B-E-A-W, at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. 20% off with free shipping. That's our sponsor. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, so it starts off with a guy that's in the military, and he wants to fight for his kind of adoptive father's honor. And so his dad is his adopted father, who taught him everything, is this Japanese guy. And he enters into the Kumite, which is pretty much trying to figure out who the best fighter and style in the world is.
And that's why you liked it?
Well, I liked it because it's like multicultural.
But wasn't Van Damme's character like supposed to be raised by Japanese people or something? And like he has a French accent.
He's
and
a French guy in the American military.
Oh, right. American military.
Raised by a Japanese dad.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just thought it was super interesting. And then so he wants to fight the best of the best. And what's so cool is the majority of the movies, when it's just fighters against fighters, you see everything. You see like a giant sumo wrestler type. You see like an African fighting style. You see like
and you
a
like that,
boxer.
the variety of just the collection of people?
I'm a big fan of martial arts.
Oh,
I like everything, like Tai Chi to Kung Fu, Wushu, and everything. And you see all of it. You see Taekwondo, karate, everything. And then so it's cool to see all of that. And you see this guy who initially wants to fight for his adopted father's honor, which I kind of had that relationship with my Sifu. Like after school, my new dad was my Sifu, and he taught me so many things and lessons in life. And so it was cool for him to like bestow that upon himself. And he goes, I want to rep this name, you know? So something like to fight for something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
He goes there, he fights, and then he meets the villain, who's like this super powerful guy who beats the crap out of his new best friend there. So now he has something even more to fight for.
Oh, damn.
And then and meanwhile, he's trying to avoid the American, I guess like CIA or FBI from trying to bring him back home, because he's a American asset, because he's so high in the military, that he goes, no, you guys don't understand this. Like I think I also like the mischievousness and then the underground nature of it, where he's like, I gotta do something that's good in my eyes, but you guys see it as bad, but I gotta do it for good. And when I'm done, you'll see why it's good. Because I think like maybe just growing up, I had a chip on my shoulder. I never feel like anybody understood me, so I related to him in that way.
Yeah.
And then he ends up beating the bad guy, and then there's super cool 80s montages, and like 80s montage.
How many times did he dance? He has to dance. They always make him dance.
In that movie?
Like,
that's in Kickboxer.
I mean, he always has the same move.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, fine. The appropriate question is, how many times did he do the splits?
A lot of times. Yeah. There's this one scene where like the girl comes in and he's on the chair, and there's just close-ups of like just sweat droplets glistening down his hard and sexy body.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that movie I watched over and over and over again. I can quote lines from it.
What does it go? If you break my record, I break you. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the first time I saw Bolo. It was like the most jacked Asian
of that time.
So it was just cool to see like all these characters together. Forrest Whitaker was in there.
Do you think he was natty?
Oh hell no. He was so Bolo, he was Mr. Hong Kong.
Nice.
So he was like a bodybuilding champion, and if you're into bodybuilding, then you know the only way to get that way, you have to take steroids. You just have to.
Ay.
So it was just cool to see like all of those. Maybe that's why I never went mainstream. Like I remember them when I was reading like past stories about it, where they're trying to like, sign a deal. It was supposed to go to theaters and all that, and then they just thought it wouldn't do well, so it went straight to VHS. But then there was a market for it because it went viral via VHS. People loved it so much, and I was one of those guys.
Tight.
Yeah, I really love that movie.
Nice. Okay, what else do I like? There's so many. I liked Hero. I thought Hero was really beautiful with Jet Li.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I thought Hero was really dope.
I get that one.
I don't know if that's my favorite.
I get that one. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and House of a Thousand Daggers. I get them mixed up.
So all I know from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is they do flying fighting.
There's a lot of flying, all of them, all of them. I think.
I don't know if there's so much emphasis on that in Hero. So Hero is the one where a lot of the scenes are kind of monochromatic.
Oh, it's very beautiful.
Yeah. So it's cinematography wise, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the one, spoiler alert, where he dies by arrows.
Yeah.
Like he's just standing there and they go, Brah. I don't know if that's one of my favorite ones, but I think you kind of just put my mind there, but I really liked it. I remember.
How do you feel about like the flying kung fu? Are you a fan of those?
I didn't grow up with it, so I think it's weird.
Yeah, a lot of my friends thought of it too.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's defying reality.
Yeah.
Like there's real, because everything about it is real, but then they start flying and they like do kick like 7-8 kicks in the air, and I'm like, that's not real. Why are they trying to like? There wasn't a balance for me.
Yeah, I think as a kid growing up watching that stuff, like if you watch any Chinese series, you can't wait till they do that.
Oh,
it's almost like, you know, when you're watching Power Ranger and it goes, it's morphin time. Like, fuck yeah, thank God. It's like that. Like you just couldn't wait, and you knew every kung fu sequence was gonna be flying around. And my mom would always tell me as a kid, like, if you get your kung fu good, you'll eventually be able to jump a wall.
I never want to lie to Tycho like that.
I know, but so I would train really hard, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, I keep jumping like 2 feet.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, and then I'm like, she's like, it's just like your heart's not pure enough. So just make me meditate. I'm like, I got to be pure. I'm like,
wow.
I got all these impure thoughts holding me down.
Oh wow, yeah. She played your ass.
I know. I was really into kung fu, but I loved all of that flying stuff.
Damn it, I'm breaking the rules. Can I take that one back? Even though I do like it, I can't say it's my favorite.
Okay. That's okay.
If I see it online, if I see it playing, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that I really, really like. I'm a big sucker for like
musicals.
No, I'm not a big sucker for musicals. I'm a big sucker for like very beautifully shot, like very bright colors, like very cinematic.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
That one was okay. The storyline was okay. It's beautiful to look at, but
Wes Anderson fan.
I'm a huge Wes Anderson fan, so I would say Royal Tenenbaums was one of them because the soundtrack was really fucking dope.
Have I seen that one?
I was gonna say it's the one with Bill Murray, but I mean he's in most of them.
No, I haven't seen it. I gotta watch it then.
Oh really? Yeah. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's in it too.
Yeah, I did.
Both of the Luke, the guy with the crooked nose.
The Wilsons?
Yeah, the Wilson.
Luke and Owen Wilson?
Yeah, the Wilson brothers are both in it. No?
No.
Okay. So that's one of them. That one was really fun because in college I got into a very super heavy indie film.
Yeah.
Indie film phase. So stuff like that I really, really like Garden State. Oh, that's another one. I love Garden State. Soundtrack was dope as fuck too.
What do you like about Garden State?
It was just such a weird movie. Like not weird in like the way you see, like not the cinematography of it wasn't weird. The way it was shot wasn't weird. Like it's pretty straightforward. I think the characters in that is very weird and they're very quirky, and they suffer from depression and anxiety, and they have like these different mental issues.
Yeah.
Or just mental issues. And
did you like Silver Linings Playbook?
I like that movie too a lot.
Because it plays on that, where like you really dive into the psyche of the person and the choices that they make because of whatever they're dealing with.
Yeah, but the tone of that one is a little bit more heavy for me. I like really light-hearted stuff.
Do you like Coen Brothers then?
No, because they never go anywhere.
So you like personality, lighthearted, but kind of having more of a point.
Yes,
I see.
And I like being able to make fun of yourself.
I see.
Like I like things that don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
So even though these guys, like Natalie Portman's in it too, even though they have these things about them, like they just can't help but be themselves, and they laugh at the fact that they're themselves, and not like your mama joke type laughing, but it's just like, why take life so seriously? Let's just enjoy life for what it is. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
You know, even though they were, you know, being held down by being heavily medicated or never letting go of things.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool one for me.
I think by you saying that, it kind of reminded me of, I guess, my version of a movie like that. And then one of my favorite movies is Step Brothers.
Oh my God, that is such a fucking good movie. I love that movie.
I love Step Brothers so much because it's about two dudes that hate each other. So like the fact that they're both 40 doesn't even register. The main thing is about two dudes who hated each other that find out that
they're exactly the same.
Yeah, that they're best friends.
Yeah.
And what makes it even cooler, it's like I think it plays on the age-old question, like in the sandbox when you're best friend and you're like, hey, we're best friends, but wouldn't it be better if we were brothers? Yeah. So they actually became brothers. Yeah. Which is so cool. Like I had my mom had a boyfriend after she got divorced, and there was this guy she was seeing, and he had a son named Hanson. And then I remember I'm like, oh, this is the closest I'm ever gonna get to having a little brother. And we became really close and tight, and we had so many pictures together. And I think when they broke up, I was actually sad that I'm gonna lose my little brother now. Aww. But I was like, oh, I have a little brother. So I really like that movie where it's two dudes. It's like a dude love story, and they are late to bloom, but they have their passions. One of them plays drums. Yeah. John C. Reilly plays drums, which I play drums. They want to do karate all the time. I want to do karate all the time.
Well, Will Ferrell is a singer.
Yeah, he's a singer. I like singing too.
Behind closed doors.
And then everyone just doesn't understand him. They just hate on him. And but finally, like, everyone realizes that, you know what, they were actually onto something. They had the key to happiness, that everyone who looked successful was actually very miserable, and they were the ones that were living an awesome life, but they just had to mature, so they didn't have to depend on anyone anymore. Yeah. So I cried during that movie like all the time.
Oh my God, that's tight.
I love that movie.
That's awesome. Okay, I just have to get this one out because it keeps just kind of
floating around.
Yeah, and it's Goodfellas and Casino.
You see them as one movie?
I don't see them as one movie.
As a double feature?
But they're very close. I mean, they're very different, but they're very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. I call them, I don't even know if this is the correct like film term. I call them self-fulfilling tragedies.
Oh.
Kind of like Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Where they do things and they kind of already know where it's going to go, but they can't stop and they keep going until their life falls apart.
Well, I like it because I'm just a very, like, I love and support anything that promotes kind of breaking chains and breaking the rules and like going against the grain. Yeah. And like going full force on it. Like, I really enjoy those type of characters or plots. Yeah. So we all know mafia, they come to this country when it's high racism. They're like second class citizens that, you know, they're the Italians and they're like the rats, you know?
Isn't that crazy that to other minorities, Italians, Irish, English, they're all white? Yeah. But within them at that time,
they're dirty whites.
They thought Italians were their N-words. Like, they would call them N-words, like, because they thought they were second class citizens. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And the fact that they rose up the way that they did, regardless if it was horrible what they did and it's very tragic, I'm just like, damn, that's fucking tight. That's really tight. So like I was always a fan of, like, I guess they were kind of the underdogs. Yeah. Kind of. So I like that about them. And I just like the confidence of, they were like, fuck you, I'm taking it. This is mine. And I like that attitude.
They're both based off true stories, you know that?
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Holy moly. Yeah. Scorsese is a big fan of, I think he reads books and memoirs, because just it's hard to make up a story as good as a real story. So he reads them and then he converts them into books. Yeah. And they are so good.
Oh, is he the one that directed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
That's the new one. That's the new one.
I gotta watch that.
That thing's gonna be in. Oh no, wait. Is that Tarantino? That might be in Tarantino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's a good one too. But
Sure?
Tarantino's a huge Scorsese fan too. You're gonna look it up?
I gotta look this up because I feel like, at least just from the preview, it doesn't have the tone a Tarantino flick has.
But Tarantino is also evolving all the time.
Oh, you're right. It is Tarantino.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Why did I think it was Scorsese?
Because it seemed like it'd be a Scorsese film too. But I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's going to be sick.
Oh, damn. I hope there's not a lot of blood and gory stuff.
Yeah.
Tarantino likes to go heavy.
Speaking of Tarantino, he's one of my favorite directors of all time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And so my favorite movie from him is Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because he flips the script on you. Like the movie starts.
That's a good one.
With Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
And he's like this Nazi general dude.
The opening scene is a shit.
Yeah, and then you're like, just him with his smirk, dancing and just messing around, and his humor, the way he's able to make humor so scary. You're like, I am fucking scared. And then he becomes this lovable like creature. So it was just the amazing character development, amazing acting.
Yeah.
By Christoph Waltz. And then they're just like snippets of what seems like random chapters, because it cuts from them there to like the Emmanuel opening like a theater, to cutting to like different to the actual Inglorious Bastards crew, and then you're like, wait, I don't know what's happening, and then they all kind of come together at the end in the big finale, and you're like, this is tight. And you get to see Brad Pitt play a character, which he usually never does.
No, he's funny.
He's always
it's more comical.
Yeah, he's usually playing himself. You know? But then he was Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
Yeah, when he was trying to pretend to be Italian or something. What was his name?
Arrivederci.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name was, but
because he wanted some gorlami.
Yeah, gorlami. Yeah.
Damn, that's a good movie. It's Inglorious Bastards. Yeah.
Those are one of those where like anyone that wants to watch it anytime, I'm down to watch it. Even if I watched it 7 billion times.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Ooh, that one was good.
And special thanks to one of our sponsors, Care of. That's CARE/OF. And what is Care of? So Care of is a subscription service that delivers vitamins and supplements customized to your specific health needs. So, you know, a lot of times you go to like the nutrition store and you're like, I know I need to take some things to make me feel better, but I don't know what all these names are. Like glucosamine, chondroitin, there's all these like, turmeric, there's all these like weird names.
Iron, whatever.
Yeah, iron, whatever. I see that all the time. So there's like all these things, right? So what's cool about Care of is they have an online quiz that asks you about your diet, health goals, lifestyle choices. It only takes 5 minutes to figure out.
Yep, I love it.
But once you take that quiz, it'll tell you all the vitamins and supplements that you should be taking, and it can get very personalized, even down to healthy hair or better nails, which I think is super dope.
Yeah, the packaging is really, really cute. It comes custom with your name on the box and just on the packages. They are individually packaged pills, so you don't have to have like a pill case or pill pocket. I don't know what it's called.
Pill pocket's the dog thing.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, a pill case, you don't have to carry that around. All you do is you carry, because I even see you with your some of your vitamins in the past. You have like multiple packs of things.
I know.
And now it's just one, and it's biodegradable. So they're very conscious of the like not contributing to the waste that we already have on this planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, you take that online quiz. It comes in a very cute package. You can just throw it in your purse, throw it in your backpack, and you can make sure that you're hitting all your health goals.
Yeah, and they're also really honest and transparent about where they source all those things, because they want to make sure they have the highest quality. Yes. And also, they even have vegan and vegetarian options too. So if you need to avoid meat or any other dietary restriction in your vitamins, they can also do that.
Yep.
And you get 25% off your first Care of order if you go to takecareof.com/Beaw, BEAW, enter Bear as the code, and you will get 25% off your first order.
Yep.
So make sure you go check that out.
It's takecareof.com, and then you enter BEAW for Beaw.
Yep. And take care of yourself.
Okay, let me see.
Are you a Tarantino fan or not?
Kind of, sorta. He always has a weird take on things. Like it's a little too left field for me, where it makes me feel a type of way where I'm just like
which one?
Just there's always a scene in every movie that he has that is just kind of over the top for me.
Oh.
So like in Reservoir Dogs.
Which I've never seen. I gotta watch it.
So yeah, in Reservoir Dogs, there's just like it's pretty bloody. And then Pulp Fiction too, like the girl's snorting cocaine and they fucking smack her head into the thing as she's snorting it, and that one's kind of. There's just scenes that are over the top for me.
Over the top in a slapstick way, or or just like, why did you have to take it there?
Gory. In a gory way.
Oh, in a gory way.
And then what's the one with Jamie Foxx?
Django.
Yeah, that one when he's shooting up the guy and like there's just blood everywhere and there's like a million bullets shot.
I love that part.
That's too much for me.
I think that's why I like Tarantino, because it's hard for a director to make me feel what I have on my inside. So what I like about him is randomly in Django, which is not on branding with the period piece, is playing Rick Ross out of nowhere.
Yeah, that one's tight.
And it's like, yeah, because that's how I felt. And then there's that one part where Django was just Jamie Foxx was shooting everybody and Tupac was playing. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then but he can pull it together where at least to me it fits.
Yeah.
But it might be like kind of slapsticky or kind of crazy to other people.
Yeah. I like that. Can I change your format a bit? Because I feel like we've already kind of strayed from it. Can I change it?
What's my format been?
Your 5 favorite movies.
What is it now? 7?
I don't know, but can I change it?
Of course.
Okay. Give me a movie that you go to when
I feel sad.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just throwing.
Yeah, give me like a date movie, like a feel good movie.
Date movie like Netflix and chill. Like I'm trying to get in those panties.
No.
Oh.
Like you're just feel good. A feel good movie.
A feel good movie?
Yeah.
Is it like my go-to? Is it my go-to feel good, or is it just?
Yeah.
Maybe you should go first.
Okay, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, CUNY.
Yeah. That hands down is one of my favorite go-to movies.
That movie makes me cry.
Why? Because he passed?
No. So like, my parents are divorced.
Yeah.
And then to see, like, I would never want to divorce you because I just know how terrible it was.
You mean because you love me so much?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to see like how willing he was to come back to his family, like how willing he was to
self-sacrifice.
Yeah, the exact same reasons why she divorced him, he couldn't do when they're in the marriage. But because of his kids, he was like, I got to come back and do everything that my wife ever wanted me and more. And so he was able to kind of go beyond himself and do that for the love of his kids. And that just really touched me. I'm like, oh, that's so cutie.
It is super cutie. Oh, you can make me cry. It's very cutie.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Feel good movie like that? Damn, I think all movies make me kind of feel good.
Oh, okay.
But what's like a good one?
It doesn't have to be deep. What are you thinking? What's a movie right now that's flashing in your brain?
Well, Step Brothers.
Oh, okay.
But I already said that.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's your feel good? Okay, what about a movie that makes you think? Like a thinker, where you're just like, oh, damn, what just happened there?
Any Nolan movie.
Oh.
Yeah, like Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige.
I didn't get much into Interstellar.
Oh, the Interstellar one, I think what I liked about it, so I took physics.
Damn, you're awesome.
Because
that's so dense.
As a bio major, you have to.
Okay.
And so you get to the part where you talk about black holes, light speed, theory of relativity, all that stuff. And it's just a bunch of like jargon, you're like, what the fuck's all this? But then you hear these concepts where like, okay, so the only way to time travel is that the only way to time travel is to travel faster than the speed of light. And so people have heard that before, but then
is there anything faster than the speed of light? Sound?
No, it goes sound and then light.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, and then if you could travel faster than the speed of light, then you can time travel. And people have heard that, but like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then so that's where the theory of relativity came, where he proved through equation how you can.
Is that E equals MC squared?
MC squared, yeah,
okay.
because the way time travels in a different space further than you is different. So like a simplified version would be like if someone was a couple light years away, when they wave at you, the image that you seeing is actually
10, 20, 30 years ago.
That guy could be dead,
Yeah.
So that's because it's traveling light speed. So time is relative. And to see all that packaged into a movie,
that's
I
wild.
was like, wow, this is my physics class in a movie. This is crazy.
Oh, that's tight. I got to watch it again then. I didn't appreciate it the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But since we're on the topic of Nolan, Prestige was like the shit.
Prestige is one of my favorite movies.
That's up there for me. Every time I watch it, I find something new in that movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie by Christopher Nolan. In my opinion, that's his best.
Oh, really?
Work.
I thought it was
Inception.
no.
Memento.
No, he did Memento?
Did he? I don't know. I'm just making shit up now.
I gotta look that up. I love Memento. That one was a
Memento's
mindfuck.
where people he tattooed things on him, right?
What's the one guy?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to solve like who murdered his wife, and he's trying to go
I think
back.
that's Christopher Nolan.
Oh, is it?
Christopher Nolan's a trippy motherfucker.
I love it. Memento.
They should just call him.
No, Batman.
Oh, Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good ass movie too.
Yeah, I thought that's what you liked.
I do like that, but my favorite one is it Christopher Nolan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're good.
Christopher Nolan likes to freaking brain
Oh
fuck you.
man, I like Christopher Nolan a lot. Then.
Yeah.
He's my dude.
Everything he does, it almost to me.
I gotta
like,
look at his movieography.
Yeah,
Is
like,
that what it's called?
Yeah. Movie graphicals.
Oh, is it?
No.
Wait. Aw.
Filmography.
Oh.
What I like about Christopher Nolan, and I think his genius as a writer comes from this. I think it comes from a philosophical question first.
Yeah.
And so like every single movie, I think there's a very deep question and he explores all realms of it. So I think that's why number one, it's so trippy, but it also has so much substance. So like for what was it called?
I don't know a lot of these.
So for like Dark Knight,
Yeah.
I think it's he posed his philosophical question through Joker.
Owie. My bad.
You okay?
Yeah.
He posed his philosophical question through Joker, and pretty much, he had those two ships.
Yeah.
Like one was all full of law-abiding citizens, and the other one was inmates, and then they all had a bomb to explode the other ship. And then I think for him, he wanted to see like how much humanity really exists.
Yeah.
And does it take killing an evil to be right? Like, does it take doing an evil deed to be unevel?
Yeah.
So it has like these very like philosophical topics.
Yeah.
With Prestige, I think it's almost like when you're so passionate and obsessed about your craft, how much self-sacrifice does it take? And then spoiler alert, later on you learn that Christian Bale's character are actually set as a twin.
Yeah.
And they thought it was important enough to kill one of the twins to keep the
and
perception.
for what's
Hugh
the other guy's-
Jackman?
Yeah, for Hugh Jackman, he was he meets up with Tesla and
try to clone himself.
yeah, and he keeps cloning himself.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I think all of Christopher Nolan's movies are fucking deep, and it starts off that way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, I think I really like Christopher. I also like Taika Waititi.
He's one of my new favorite directors.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Which movie you like?
So I already liked. So I'm not a big Marvel or what's the other one? DC fan. Like
Yeah.
that's just not my world.
Yeah.
But I did like his take on.
Thor?
Yes.
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I love about Taika is that he's my son.
Yeah. That's where we got the name.
Yeah, that's where we got the
Because he's
name,
such a
actually.
cool director.
Yeah, he's super cool.
And we follow him on Insta, and he just has a really cool personality and take on life.
Yeah. What I love about Taika is that he does what I call like the in-between of scenes. So it's like, obviously, if there's a war movie, normal directors, it's...
They focus on the war itself.
5 friends died, now there's 3. What are 3 people going to do against the other 5? Okay, they retaliate. It's very like plot-driven.
Yeah.
If Taika directed that scene, it would be like those 2 guys died, and then they're all sad, they're mourning, and then all of a sudden one of them gets bit by a mosquito. God damn it. So he dives into the in-betweens of life. And so it makes it feel so real. So one of my favorite movies by him is What We Do in the Shadows.
Ooh, that one's good too.
It's the mockumentary of like vampires. And the opening scene is a vampire who's sleeping in his coffin, and then his alarm clock for 7 p.m. goes off, which are like, oh yeah, of course. Like if you're
he has to wake up at night.
If a vampire was a human being, he would have an alarm and it would be 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then he sticks his hand out and he hits the snooze button. Like his coffin opens and God damn it. And he's just like a human being. So it's like it's not a typical director would be like, I'm thirsty for blood. I got to go suck on something.
Yeah.
But for
or they
him,
make him evil.
yeah, but for him, he's like, I don't want to wake up. So I thought that was awesome.
I know another one, since we're on the topic of vampires. 2 of my favorite vampire movies is Interview with the Vampire with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh my God, that's such a great movie.
Yeah.
And then the other vampire one is Lost Boys, 80s flick.
Lost Boys.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And they're just both very different. Like I liked Interview with the Vampire because it was this very elegant portrayal of, vampires and how they come to be and how they're now in the present time. And you really get they're very humanized.
Yeah.
And it wasn't scary. I don't like scary stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that.
If I had to go with the favorite vampire movie, do you know what it would be?
Vampire movie. Is it American?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite vampire movie.
See if you really know me or not.
I don't know very many vampire movies. Oh.
But if you know me.
Oh, Blade, bro.
Yup. You do know me.
I was trying to. So my level of films.
You're giving me too much credit.
Yeah. So I was up here, right? I was like Interview with the Vampire, like Oscar-winning ones, and then I was like, wait, no, okay, well he did what We're in the Shadows. Okay, nope. I'm like, oh, it's Bart. Okay, let me go to the trash films.
Yep.
And it's not trash, but it's trash.
Classic.
What about Underworld?
Nah, ain't as good as Blade.
Really? Underworld is pretty fucking good.
Underworld's good.
I like it. It's a good, fun movie.
I know you do, but
All
it ain't as fun as Blade.
Really?
And you know why?
Why?
Blade's character is so fucking dope. So he was born to a human mom who was bit by a vampire while she was pregnant. So he has the best of both worlds, and he's
a hybrid.
Yeah, and it's up to him to choose what's good or bad, and he chose to be on the human side, and he thinks these vampire guys are horrible, but he has all the powers, but he also has all the vices, so he always has to take these shots to kind of cure his
he has
thirst,
anxiety,
his thirst for blood.
Yeah,
and he's fucking sick at martial arts. He got all these cool weapons.
What about movies that The Perseverance, Underdog Story? Do you have any of those?
Oh man,
Cool Runnings.
I love Cool Runnings. Makes me cry. Oh, that movie makes me cry.
I loved when it finally seeped into your brain that I just said that because you're like, oh, you gave me 10.
Cool Runnings. Oh man, that movie used to come on all the time.
That's an Underdog Story.
Yeah, because any fucking ridiculous movie. Because they're Jamaican, and then they're doing soap derby box racing, and they're just a bunch of rejects, and they get pulled together, scouted to be the least likely chance to win, and they I don't know, I forgot if they won or not, but
I don't remember either.
Yeah, Cool Runnings, and then they had a song too, dum 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 Jamaican bobsled team. Oh, I love that movie. That movie's so good.
That's cutie.
Yeah. But I
what was my category? I already forgot. Oh, the Underdog Stories.
Yeah.
Damn, do I have any? I'm sure I do, but right now because there's
Rocky. Have you seen Rocky recently?
I've seen all Rockies.
It's fucking deep. The first one.
Yeah.
The first one is not even a boxing movie.
Yeah, it's not.
The 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They're all boxing.
They're boxing movies, but the first one's not even a boxing.
Oh, it's hella deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hella deep.
See, you won an Oscar for it?
Yes.
For screenwriting.
I knew that.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was never a fan of it. I think it's just the aesthetic of it really turned me off.
What's an old movie too?
Yeah. Well, even when I saw it when it was not as old as it is now.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how grimy it looked. It's grimy New York or Boston, or where's he from? Boston, right?
Philly.
Oh, fuck.
I think so, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yes, I just didn't like how grimy it looked, and it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't a story for me. For sure, it wasn't a story for me. But since we're in the topic of 70s, because it was made in the 70s, right? Late 70s, early 80s?
It's old as fuck.
Underdog Story.
I can name all of them pretty much.
Go.
I'll
tell you.
Friday Night Lights. Any of the sports movies, Coach Carter. I like all of those. Any of those, Remember the Titans.
Man, maybe I don't like those.
All of those, the Underdog, they always make me cry to see
Who's the one where it's Sandra Bullock and she takes in this
Blindside.
That one was
that
really
one's
good.
Really good too.
I cried at that one.
I only watched bits and pieces, and all those pieces made me cry.
Okay, what about? God damn, I'm sorry, guys. What about animation?
Oh, you know what? I've never been a big fan of animation.
Really? Have you ever seen any Japanese animation?
Is it
Spirited Away?
Is that Kurosawa?
Yeah.
No, but I heard those are really good, so I really have to watch them.
That one is so good, and I'm not even a fan like that, but that one's really good.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of animation, I think just because it's just so hard for me to understand drawings, I guess. But like, I mean, they still make me cry. Like Kung Fu Panda made me cry. The Into the Spider-Verse, the new Spider-Man.
Oh, that one's really good.
Really good.
Yeah, that one's really good.
But I just think like as soon as it gets too drawy, it pulls me out of the human emotion.
Oh, really?
Like right when I'm in it, and then like when it gets too like crazy colors, it pulls me out because now I go, oh, cool, these are dope drawings. So it switches my brain.
Okay. I got to cheat a little bit.
Why are you cheating? It's supposed to be off the top of your head.
I can't, man. Now I'm like so invested in this, and I really like. I'm trying to just go based off of my memory. My memory's so fucked up that I kind of have to cheat a little bit and pull some. Oh, Forrest Gump is a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
I loved the storytelling and how they kept going back and forth, and they should. This is kind of loosely based around an actual Forrest Gump.
I think so. It's based off a true story.
Yeah.
You know what's one series I never really got into? Please don't, no one kill me.
Pokemon.
Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Like I think I watched all the old ones too. But
same.
It just didn't captivate me.
It's sci-fi.
Like the way it captivated the world.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people love it, so I'm probably missing a couple chromosomes or something.
Yeah.
But
it's just not for us.
There's diehard fans about, like, I'm diehard about Game of Thrones the way people are diehard about Star Wars.
Yeah, no, it didn't click for me either. And I did all that too because I'm like, I have to do it. I did connect with Spaceballs, which is a parody of
Spaceballs?
Yeah, which is a parody of Star Wars.
Did I ever watch Spaceballs?
It's with oh god, my memory's so bad. He's a fat comedian, white fat comedian.
Chris Farley?
Goodman. No, he's not in it. He was before Chris Farley.
Before Chris Farley?
Yes.
I don't know. I might be too far back.
He's into a lot of cult classic movies.
You ever watch Basketball?
With you.
Yeah. With the writers of South Park? That was pretty funny.
Oh, come on. I gotta find it. Oh, John Candy. Oh my god.
I don't even know who that is.
This guy. Wait up. Oh, well, that...
oh, he's in Cool Runnings. The Cool Runnings guy. Yeah. He's the coach.
He's in a lot of good movies.
He's the coach.
So yeah, that's as far as I got to that. But Good Will motherfucking Hunting.
You like that movie?
That movie, I really liked it. Just this down and out kid that like no one expected much out of. You know, he's kind of hood. He's always getting into trouble, and he's just this underground genius. And has a parole officer. He has anger management issues, and so he's like the ultimate underdog. He's a janitor at a college. He solves this like crazy equation that no one can even solve, and he's not all cocky about it. He's very human about it, and like you just see him struggle within like being loyal and staying with his friends and helping his friends out, so that everyone comes up together, or pursue love. You know, or pursue what his
genius.
Yeah, he'd pursue his genius.
Let his genius dictate his path.
Yeah, and he's just had a really fucked up life. That's why he masks it with his anger issues.
Yeah.
And that's all he knows how to solve is just with his fists. And then he runs into
Robin
Williams' character, and he just kind of talks shit to Robin Williams, and the way Robin Williams talks to him actually gives him a chance and listens to him, and he doesn't try to take things personally, even when he attacks his wife, who already passed. Oh my God, that's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes that really gets me. Like, it's because I think Matt Damon points out, like, you've seen like the guy with all the answers, and you can see everything that's wrong with my life, but obviously you're not over your wife. And he pointed that out, and then they end up hugging, and there's just such a powerful scene.
I feel like crying right now.
It was such a very powerful scene.
Oh my God, I love that movie. That's a good ass motherfucking movie. And I saw this because I cheated.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck won an Oscar for screenwriting.
Yes, that was their first ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember even seeing it live too when it happened.
Yeah, that was tight.
Let me see. Dude, I watched Titanic, not because it's my favorite movie, because I had the biggest crush on Leonardo DiCaprio. I watched it like 4 or 5 times in the theater.
Biggest crushes? Who are my biggest? I don't know if a big crush made me want to watch a movie. But big movie star crushes, I had a big crush on Eva Mendes.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a big crush on her.
You like the Latinas.
Who else? Oh, I like all of them.
I have another one.
I had a big crush on Gabrielle Union on Bring It Out. And then ever since then, I didn't really care about her anymore.
Bring It Out.
Or Bring It On. Maybe I wanted her to bring it out. What other chicks do I have a big crush on? Damn, I don't remember.
I know it's hard, right? When they call upon, like when you're trying to call upon that part of your mind, there's just so much going on.
Oh, Jessica Alba.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anyone that didn't have a crush on Jessica Alba.
True.
Jessica Alba, Gabrielle Union, Eva Mendes. Who else? Who else is a movie star that I had a crush on? Like Kate Beckinsale, I always thought she was pretty, but I never had like a big crush on her.
Oh, maybe you were older because she didn't come about until we were probably in college.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she just seemed like a
badass?
No, like
Underworld?
like a plain Jane pretty girl.
Oh, she looked exotic to me. I thought she was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, how about, I just saw it, City of God.
That was a fucking good ass movie.
Fuck yeah. It's Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Favelas, children of fucking gangs, children murderers. Oh, that's such a badass movie, man.
It's sad that what some of these kids had to go through and how fast they have to grow up.
They're still going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still going through that. So it gave me a glimpse of like,
how good you have it.
hell yeah. I was like, fuck, man. Like,
Do you think about that though when you watch like people with like lesser terms than you, that you feel like how good you have it, and it puts things in perspective? Or do you think, like, for example, you know, some people, they think that people that are successful or rich don't have a right to be depressed.
yeah.
Do you believe in that?
I really try to get immersed in the movie, and I'd like to really just see it for kind of like a chef, right? When a chef brings you the plate, they just want you to taste it the way they made it. They don't want you to add salt. They don't want you to add ketchup or A1 sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
They want you to just experience what's on your plate the way they wanted you to.
Yeah.
I really try to do that with the movie. So as I'm watching it, I really try to get invested in the character or the cinematography. So I really try to listen to whatever story they're trying to tell me in their tone.
Yeah.
And it's maybe in retrospect, after I've already watched it, I'll be like, oh, wow. Like it'll leave me thinking. But during that, it's really hard for me to place myself in that position.
Well, I mean, like after that is what I'm talking about. Afterwards, does it like, do movies alter your perspective on things and go, oh man, whatever I was sad or depressed about, fuck, it's actually really good. These guys have it really worse. And
yeah,
then,
it can. It does, but it's not like, I can't think of one that was so impactful that it stuck with me for a minute. You know, like it's more of a fleeting, like change in perspective. Unless it's based on a true story, then I'm like, oh shit, that'll stick with me for sure. But if it's something that's like written and a world that's been created, it's rare that it sticks with me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Does that for you?
Some of them do, but I think after it changes me, it's fleeting, like you say. But when I feel certain times, I like to go back and think about them, and it helps me readjust my perception on
What's
it.
an example of that? I don't know if I understand.
Like City of God, you know, like no matter how bad certain things are, or even though I think how bad like my childhood was, and then I think about it and I'm like, it's not that bad. Why am I so sad about it? You know, like I think I always gauge my spectrum of happiness and sadness with the spectrum of happiness and sadness of the world.
Oh shit.
I always do that with everything, with success, with everything. And I always go, am I allowed to be this sad?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I go, I don't think I'm allowed to be that sad about this.
Oh, interesting.
So I think because of that, it helps me get over things. Like, now I'm not even trying to get over things, but having
whatever
that
helps.
happy, like, you know, like when my R7, I love that car, right? My Audi.
Yeah.
When I got it crashed, I'm like, motherfucker, dude, I spent so much money, so much time researching, putting this thing together. It's over $100,000 car. It got smashed by some stupid driver. Shout out to her because she's a fan. And then she made a stupid ass turn. I fucking smashed into her. Right? And then,
shout out to you, girl.
But then afterwards, I'm like, wait, I have a car. Some people don't even have a car. Some people don't have fucking parents. I'm like, am I allowed to be this sad about my fucking German car? And then it kind of like, I don't know, it helps me go like, I don't think I should be allowed.
It puts things into perspective.
I don't know if I should be allowed to be this sad about this. And
Yeah.
then I go, or like if I like something gets stolen.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, that got stolen, but I didn't get fucking raped. I didn't get raped and beat up. And I'm like, am I allowed to be this sad about someone breaking into my house?
Yeah.
Like I have my health. I'm not traumatized for life. I just have a missing product, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
So it helps me.
That's a cool way to.
Helps me a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, if it helps you and it's not detrimental to you at all, keep doing that. That's tight.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's healthy or not. I don't know if it's the right way or not.
I mean, are you sad afterwards? Does it help you move on?
I think it helps me move on, but I also don't know if I'm just sweeping stuff under the rug, you know?
Has it surfaced anywhere else?
Not that I know of.
I think you're all right.
Yeah.
I mean, but what do I know, right?
Yeah.
For me, I'm just like, if it helps you see things in a different way,
Yeah.
and it leaves you feeling positive, and there's no this heavy lingering feeling, I feel like you've sorted it. But what do I know?
Yeah, like right now I'm reading the book, This Is Not a T-Shirt
Yes.
by Bobby Hundreds.
I love this book.
I love it. I love it to death.
I love Bobby Bobby and Ben Hundreds are like my friends right now. They don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like extra friends.
And I think about all the horrible stuff that it takes to run a business.
Hell yeah.
Just the hurdles and the obstacles and the heartache, and to see what they've gone through. And then some of their obstacles and hurdles are even bigger, because the more you have to lose.
Yeah, more money, more problems.
Yeah, so it's like when you only have $50 and you lose $50, yeah, you're like poor as fuck, but it's not the same as when you have 10 million and you lose 10 million.
It isn't, but it is. You know what I mean? Because now you're giving a monetary value to it.
Yeah.
But if $50, it took you a whole year to earn $50. I mean, maybe you're doing something.
I guess it's all perception.
It is.
But like, I think like having blanket statements is not bad. I think considering both fully, because it's almost like, imagine you have a single parent and you love that single parent, and that single parent dies, versus you have a full family, 4 uncles, 5 aunts, both parents, and they all die. What's worse? Who knows?
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, like, but being able to kind of hear the struggles he goes through, it like shakes it into me like, wake up, your shit ain't that bad. Stop being a little bitch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that, because I'm reading the same book as you are. And a lot of the things that I would stress over, or that I'm like, damn, like, why is this happening to us? Like, fuck, should we stop doing this? Hearing someone that's successful, knowing that they went through that too, it's like, oh, damn, okay, it's normal. So it humanizes things, and it's like, okay, this is all supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, but I don't know if I get that from movies. Yeah, I don't know if movies give me that. I get a lot of that from relationships and personal conversations, or conversations between others that I so happen to kind of be listening in on.
Did you ever jack off to a movie?
Did I ever jack off to a movie? No, did you? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what?
I just remember right now.
What?
Ever watched Wild Things with Denise Richards?
Oh, everyone jacked off to that movie, but not me. What part?
The part where
they were pretty fucking hot.
The lesbian scene. It was like Neve Campbell and Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
I had a big crush on Denise Richards at that time.
Oh, she was hot.
She was super hot.
I didn't watch that movie until maybe in my 30s. So they were definitely hot. So
I first watched that in high school.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Was it on VHS? Like, you kept playing it back? Or how did you know to get ready?
The rewind button?
Yeah.
Was a godsend.
You're an idiot. I've never jacked off to any movies.
Oh, okay.
I get really into movies.
I think girls aren't, maybe not as visual, but guys are super visual.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's a stupid fucking movie that I fucking love to death?
Oh, I thought that you jacked off to. I'm like, oh, no. Shit, here we go.
No, this is a super movie. You ever watch Hot Shots Part 2?
With, what's his name?
Charlie Sheen.
Is that the one where he's like a movie actor, and then they show you his trailer and you go in his trailer, but it's like a big ass mansion?
There could be scenes like that.
Yeah.
But it's...
Is it like a parody type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with that other old white guy that does all those parody movies.
Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah. So it's like, it's fucking stupid. I think it's parodying like Chuck Norris, Top Gun, all of them.
I've seen them. Naked Gun and a Half, Naked Gun 33 and a half. I've seen all those.
loved all of them. And thinking back now, I think a lot of my comedy inspirations actually sourced from that.
Duh.
I didn't know that.
It's so clean. It's so slapstick. You guys are so slapstick.
Really?
Yes. Even the current short that you guys are writing, hint, hint.
That was not that
finished,
slapstick.
It's pretty slapstick.
Is it?
The character.
But it's based off the character. It's based off of their actual feelings, though.
I know, but it's the way in which you could have done it so many different tones, but it's very slapsticky.
Because Hot Shots Part 2, like one of the
Part 2?
I think it's called 2, is I remember Charlie Sheen had a bow and arrow and he ran out of arrows.
So you got a chicken?
Yeah, he grabbed the chicken and he picked it up and he shot the chicken.
I remember that.
That's slapstick. We don't have any scenes like that where it's
okay. That's over the top.
All of our scenes in our new series, it's all based off of a character trait or personality.
True. Fine, I'll give that to you. But the characters are out of this world.
There's no chicken grabbing to stick into a gun and shoot him.
That's funny. All right. So we're nearing the end of this podcast.
That was a fun podcast.
It is, but my memory is so fucked up. Like, you have such a good memory on, like, director names, actor names. And I'm like, my shit's all fucked up right now. And I'm trying to think of more. And I'm like, oh, it's getting frustrating.
Well, it's because I care about it and it's my field.
It is your field. And you're so good at dissecting it. You've read so many books on, like, dissecting movies and seeing all of, like, Dark Night of the Soul and the different
awesome.
things.
Yeah. I think also when you become a creator, you kind of have to. Because, like, when you're trying to create, you're always trying to look for, like, oh, man, that feeling that person left in me. How can I create that feeling in others, but through me? So you kind of have to now, if you're turning from a taster to a chef, now you got to go, wait, so how did you do that? And you go, oh, I added citrus to my fat. And you're like, oh, okay, so go add citrus. So I kind of have to, like, dissect things in a certain way.
Yeah. You need to watch more movies.
I know. It's hard with Tycho, though.
Not really. It's just hard with your schedule.
No, like we're watching like Godfather and that fool's going crazy and everyone's talking like this loud. It's like, fuck, how loud do I have to have the movie on? And then there's a gunshot randomly. It's like, boom, and our whole house sounds Manscaped. And if you use our code BEAW, BEAW at checkout, not only do you get free shipping, but you also get 20% off your order. So use BEAW, BEAW for Manscaped to take care of all of your lower region needs.
Hey. It's cocked back, mouth wide open, eyes fucking wide shut.
But that's after you woke up from your 30-minute nap.
Not always.
Our track record for knocking out is pretty 50-50.
Not always.
You're always fucking twitching up like crazy.
You make me comfortable.
I know. It's over 50-50. All the times I want to watch a movie. There's times I watch a movie to the end and you're out. Like out completely.
Because it's probably one that you want to watch, and I'm like, ugh, let's watch that one.
I watch so many movies that you want to watch, but I don't care.
Okay, fine.
Because I want to connect with you.
Any last ones that you want to share?
Any last ones?
I have one that's weird as fuck. And this was when I was in my super experimental phase. I can't even explain to you what it's about. I'm going to show you the movie cover. Of course, I'm going to tell you the name of it. I got to rewatch it, but it definitely made me feel weird. It's called Gummo.
That already sounds weird.
Who out there knows Gummo? It's a very artsy flick. This is what the kid looks like. I know.
It reminds me of Orgasmo. You ever watch Orgasmo?
But it's not funny. I have.
I only watched bits and pieces of it, but I was like, this is so ridiculous.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's more like, you know who? I'm a little butterfly.
Yeah.
What's the name of that band?
The Antwoord?
Yeah. So, you know their music videos?
Yeah.
How it's like from New Zealand and like
South
where they're
Africa.
from? South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they always shoot their stuff in South Africa and like they shoot it like I guess in the hood of it.
Yeah.
And it has like this grimy vibe to it. Like that's the tone of this movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That one. It's just in my mind so much that I just have to put it out there.
Yeah. One movie I guess that's surprising to me that I love that I never thought I would like is La La Land.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good movie.
So I'll end with that one. And what I like, I'm not a big fan of musicals.
I love musicals.
Okay, because just like animation, I think the minute it breaks,
it's weird. It's a complete. It's not. Yeah. It's completely different.
I'm also not a fan of movies that break the fourth wall.
I love that.
So like
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, baby.
So like Deadpool feels less like a movie than a vlog to me because he's breaking the fourth wall.
I love that.
So when things break the fourth wall, to me, it kind of shatters the cinematic magic of it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's almost like, you know, when things become too logical, like where you're like, let's say, like you're like, oh, we're about to go skydiving. Fuck yeah. And you're like, wait, all we're doing is jumping out of an airplane and waiting for the gravitational force to pull us down. And you're like, boring, when you break it down like that, because it kind of shatters the magic about whatever you're talking about, right? That's how I feel when they break the fourth wall. So like in Deadpool, when he breaks the fourth wall, talks to us, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not even in a movie anymore.
Aww.
Animation, I'm like, I'm not watching a movie anymore.
Wow.
And then same thing with musical. The minute they start singing, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's not a movie anymore. And
it's funny.
But with La La Land, I think because it was natural, and yeah, some people say Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Emma Stone
don't know how to sing,
aren't good singers, but that actually
or dancers, but I think that kept me in because it wasn't so polished. It was still two people, actors carrying out the story, so it didn't go from acting to all of a sudden like Whitney Houston. So like that was one movie where I was like, ugh, I don't know about this one, but I'm like, damn, I actually really liked it. And I'm a big fan of him too. He's like one of my new directors, Damien Chazelle. Oh, I thought you were going to say Ryan Gosling. I'm like, really? I never heard about that.
No, yeah, he did Whiplash, did La La Land.
Whiplash is good.
I think he might have a new one out that I haven't seen, but I'm not too sure.
Nice.
Yeah, but did you know he's the youngest writer to win an Oscar?
Yeah, I knew that.
Or youngest director.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Cutie. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And thank all of you guys for sitting through that. Not sure how entertaining that was. Trying to hear me remember what movies I like. But I know I'm going to go home now or on this drive back home and I'm going to go, oh man, I should have did this. I should have said this. I should have said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, share your movies with us. Maybe we haven't seen them and I would definitely like to watch that. And can you guys hear those crickets?
I know, it sounds like it's nighttime.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And thank you to our sponsor,
Manscaped. And if you use our code BEAW, BEAW at checkout, not only do you get free shipping, but you also get 20% off your order. So use BEAW, BEAW for Manscaped to take care of all of your lower region needs.
Hey.